Well, today's game was not one of our finer moments, but I'm going to explain why. And because Akil Badu is probably not in the title, this one won't get as many views, but I'm fine with that. It's been a really good run with putting Akil Badu in the title and getting tons of views. It was fun. So pitching, Boyd, that last outing definitely wasn't a fluke. I mean, he didn't play as good in this one as he did the last time he made a start, but he still pitched pretty well. It wasn't until the end when he started to get fatigued and was probably left out there a little bit longer than he should have been left out there that he started throwing bad pitches and making big mistakes that kind of hurt us. But for the most part, he had a lot of control. Again, he's not a guy that throws super hard, but he has a lot of different pitches that can make guys miss. Off-speed stuff. And they're not used to seeing stuff that, like, he'll throw 74-mile-per-hour curveballs and sliders and stuff, and guys miss on it because, like, they're waiting and anticipating, and they're not used to seeing stuff that slow. So, and then it just drops as soon as they think it gets to them and they can just slug it. It drops, and oh, well, swing and a miss. And that's a valuable part of Matthew Boyd's game. But at the end for him, it just wasn't there. It sucked. Our pitching was not the reason we lost this, but it did cost us some things, and it sucked, but Matthew Boyd definitely doesn't deserve a loss, but he's going to get the loss because he was one of the reasons we stayed in it for as long as we did. On to the next one. The defense was solid. Also, not a huge reason we lost this game. We made good catches, good plays, like we've been doing with our defense, where our defense is really solid. Akil Badu continued to be solid in the outfield. Miguel Cabrera didn't make any huge mistakes at first base. I think he's going to get a lot less DHs because of how good he's been playing at first base. Why is every dog in the world barking right now? But our defense has been very solid, and it's been the reason we've stayed in some games and won some games and stopped from losing games. I guess that's just another way to say won some games. But yeah, on to the next segment. Our offense. This is the main thing that I'm going to rant about. Our offense was not consistent. It was really the reason that we lost this. We were taking chances that we shouldn't have been taking. We just couldn't find a consistent bat. Well, I mean, there was one. I think it was... Was it Candelario? It started with a C. It was either Candelario or Castro. We had somebody there that got 3 hits today. But other than that, nah, nobody's super consistent. I mean, Wilson Ramos did get a home run. That's always good, because that's what he's paid to do. But it just sucked that we couldn't find anybody really consistent. We couldn't get, consistently on base, and that's what killed us, is we just weren't consistent. I think that's just going to be the big thing that kills us. It's not that we're going to be bad, it's just that we're going to be inconsistent. One day the pitching is going to be inconsistent. One day the defense is going to be inconsistent, although that's probably going to happen the least because we have multiple Gold Glove finalists on the roster. And then most of the time, probably the main thing is our offense will be inconsistent. I mean, it'll show these huge flashes of greatness, like with Akil Badu, and Miguel Cabrera, and Wilson Ramos, and Nomar Mazara, and Robbie Grossman. But then they'll go silent sometimes, and we'll just be too inconsistent. But yeah, on to the next segment.
Like the way that I dance, she like the way that I move, she like the way that I rock, she like the way that I walk.
So basically, in summary, if we don't find consistency, there's going to be a lot of these times where we are at the highest of highs from winning these games very good and having these great moments, and then be at the lowest of lows like this where we lose a close game or we get blown out 15-6. Just stuff like that is going to happen every once in a while if we keep on being inconsistent. But guys just need to get in the batting cages, get batting practice, be more consistent. It's just something we're gonna have to see how it develops throughout the season. But yeah, Matthew Boyd, I don't think he's a fluke. If he comes out, pitches a few more games like this, it's definitely not a fluke. He's actually the real deal this year. He's a pretty solid pitcher this year. He's definitely not going to have the same year as last year, I hope. I think he's a good pitcher. He's improved a lot since last year. I think he kind of realized, after last year he was on the hot seat, and he dealt with that the right way. He became better. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and Akil Baddoo is still the savior of this franchise.
Love on each other, as in, tell each other they love. I don't know, who the person is, so the fuck you doing? The fuck you doing? Dumbass. My bad, y'all.